Yo, 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 what's up? This is Joe from Judge Innovation Growth in the Peach Capital of the state, baby. All right, boys and girls, let me show you where we at. So we got this solenoid rack mounted. We got this solenoid rack mounted. I tack welded that to that so it could be secured to the table. So now, well, what's up, Scoot? What's up, Nathan? What's up, Florine? Sand Smoke. So appreciate that. So now we got that mounted. I've already went and put it in the car. I took it apart, put it in the car. All right, let me show you. Let me tell you what I did. I mocked it up here, took it apart, put it in the trunk of the car, put it back together, and it's gonna be tight. From the top of the battery, it's gonna be tight. I'm glad I got them flat top batteries. So we good on that. So I had somebody that I know is in the hydraulic world. They told me to take these solenoids off and put them underneath here. They said they don't like running the solenoids next to the batteries because if the solenoid locks up and burns up, then it burns the batteries up. Well, I took that under advisement, but if I took the solenoids off, I got them tacked. Boy, look at that. Boy, look at that. 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 They just said if they lock up or burn up, you know, it just catch the, you know, a fire, electrical fire, the battery's gonna catch on fire and it burn. But I mean, one half does another. I mean, I took it under advisement, but the problem is I don't have but so much room under here to get the bolts, right? Because see, the bolts for these pumps go underneath here. So the bolt has to be long enough to go through the tubing, plus long enough to go into the block. So it's a 3.5 inch bolt, or 3 1/4 bolt, and to get to where it needs to get to. If I took the solenoid, now it's just tacked. If I take the solenoids off and I put them on the bottom, then you ain't gonna be able to get to them when you just service them. You're gonna be down here. If I take the solenoids off and get a piece of 2-inch tubing and run a piece of 2-inch tubing from here, if I take a piece of tubing and I tie this battery tray in to this battery tray, then I could cut this loose and I could run the solenoids back there. I've thought about that. Taking and running a piece of tubing. I could take a piece of tubing and run it from here to there, piece of 2-inch tubing, and then take this brackets and cut them loose and run the solenoids back there behind the pumps. Why not notch the box? Why not notch and box the tube? Yeah, I thought about that. So like I could take, I think I got some 2-inch tubing. I could take a piece of 2-inch tubing and I could actually go And it still would be removable. That's why I put it on the table. I'll just spitball it. If I took the piece of tubing and I put it like that, then I could drop the solenoids. I could drop the solenoids over here. No, I understand what you. I understood what you said, Nathan. Because see, the way I got this angle made, it's like this. So if I turn these and put them in, they'll be sitting on the nuts. Which I'm not opposed of moving these. Because I do want to hide everything. I think I got some 2-inch tubing. I could go cut it and just take the 2-inch tubing. Take the 2-inch tubing and go on the bottom of the battery tray. And then this battery tray unbolts and that battery tray unbolts. So it would still come, it would still unbolt. Also, I could take a piece of 2-inch tubing and I could make a piece of channel. I'll tell you something else I could do. We could take a piece of, let me get a Sharpie so I can show you what, let me just put a heat shield. Just put a heat shield in between the solenoids and the battery. So you're saying something like that? Yeah, I'm trying to visualize. I'm trying to visualize what if I took a piece some 10 gauge and I broke a piece of channel like this. All right? If I broke a piece of channel, all right, like that. So basically make something like this but smaller. And I put it on the back side right here. Then I could put the solenoids on a piece of tubing and they would drop in and then you could bolt them. It would bolt into the main frame. All right? And then the solenoids, I could drop the solenoids and they could run down low, and then we could take the solenoids drop the solenoids down and they would run long ways right there. And then when I done the floor, false floor, and I do bead roll metal, you wouldn't see anything because everything would be hid. All right, so we're gonna chew on that for a minute. But so what we're going to make right now is we're going to make the tabs for, the battery tie downs. Right? So that's what we're going to do. So they're going to be similar to this, like that, but we're going to break it at a 45, or we're going to break it this way. So when we put it up there, I can weld it here and here. So basically, the bracket these are actually these are what they are right there. Hold on. There's the part number. Yeah, they're used for starters too. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a bracket like that. So we're going to make a bracket like that, and we're going to break it in the break, and then when we put it there to weld it, then it goes down this way, and that's like a gusset. If we put something like that and it puts a lot of flex on it, it's going to bend. So what we're going to do is we're going to make something like this, but we're going to add wings to it. And we're going to go, so we're going to make it like that. So we'll probably make it like, that's probably good right there, 2 inch lift an eye, and then go down to the corners on the ends like that. So let me get my tape measure. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. And let's go over here and roll that beautiful. Oh, and we still hadn't got to the chain bridge. There's the chain bridge. So we still ain't got to that yet. So it is what it is. But we're getting there. Before Sunday, we're going to be good to go. All right, so let's check this out. So if we go, let's see. If we go 2 inches that way, and then 1 3/4 inches. So we go 1 3/4 inches, 2 inches, 1 3/4 inches. So let's go over here and see what we can come up with. Let's go up here and see what we can come up with, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. See what we can come up with. See what we can come up with. Go to design, go to drawings. All right, if you're new to the channel, I'd greatly appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. Just a PSA, no politics, no religion. If you start talking politics and religion, the boys and girls in the blue wrenches will order you a Uber. They will order you a Uber. I think that's 2 inches. I think that's a 2-inch lifting eye. That's funny. I like that. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, 2 inches. That's funny. Let's go and go up. I don't know. We'll just see what it looks like. We're gonna go up. We'll go up 3/8 of an inch. We'll see what that looks like. We'll go up 3/8 of an inch, and then we're gonna go. We're gonna put a 5/8 hole. All right, let's see. We're gonna go up 3/8 of an inch. And then we're gonna connect the dots. All right. Oh yeah, I got some metal right there. Nah, we're just gonna put them in the brake and we're gonna bend them. All right, let me move this out of the way. No, we're just gonna break them. No. What's up, Mac? What's up, Daniel? All right, so let's go to design. Let's go to manufacturing. Let's go to setup, new setup. I'm going to change the model origin, put it up here in the top. And then we're going to go to here. We're going to put battery. We're going to put battery. All right, we're going to go over here to cutting. We're going to go 2D process, select the tool. Go in here and we're going to find our library. Scroll it down here to find a 3/16. There's 3/16. We're going to hit OK. We're going to go over here to geometry. We're going to cut the face. And highlights, we're not going to change that. We're going to smooth the edges. And so we're going to cut one and see what it does, see what it looks like, see if we like it, don't like it. Because we got to make 4 of them actually. Go over here to fire control, open up fire control. We're going to cut it out of 3/16 plate, and that should be gracious plenty. Pull up our tool, battery, a battery. I forgot to put my phone in do not disturb. Somebody called. I don't know what it was, but I muted them. So we good to go now. So my bad. So we're going to rotate this piece. I forgot to put my phone in do not disturb. Hit 90. So we got it turned. Set our program origin. So now we got it set. Now we got it set. Now we just need to tell it where it's at. Now we're going to 0 all of our axes, and we should be good to go. Till it go back to home. Like I said, we're gonna just do a trial run and see what this one does. It does good. Does good. We'll make, just throw it in the goddamn, just throw it in the damn floor. I need one of them table grind, one of them sanders. So what we're gonna do is, this is what this is. So we're gonna break these corners. Let's go over here. I left my Sharpie. Yeah, 3/16. Yeah, 3/16. Yeah, Mac. Hey, Mac. Hey, Mac. Somebody didn't like our idea where the solenoids is at. They told me that if a solenoid locked up, it'd catch on fire and burn the whole car down. So what I'm thinking about now, here it is, Mac. So I got that one on that side and that one on that side. It's just tacked. So what I'm thinking about, Mac, is making something like this and taking a piece of 2-inch tubing and running a piece of 2-inch tubing from here to there, but making it modular where it bolts together, and then take this rack and drop it down and run the solenoids behind the pumps. I don't know, I got a buddy from Brooklyn. I think a lot of him. He's been doing hydraulics for a long, long time. He sent me a message and said, "You gonna hate me." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "I was never a fan of putting the solenoids next to the batteries, because if they lock up, you know, they catch on fire." And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." And he said, "You got it welded solid?" I said, "No, it's just tacked." He said, "You probably want to change it." I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. So I can still, I think I got some 2-inch tubing. So I want to make these first, and then we'll see where we're at on time. So we'll just see where we're at. But yeah, I mean, you know, I take it constructive criticism. You know what I mean? Constructive criticism. He's like, "Hey man, you might want to move them." I was like, "What about dropping down to the tube in your?" I can't get up. I can't get up underneath it. If I drop the solenoids, if I run the solenoids on the back side, I don't have enough room, because it hit the top of the solenoids will hit the pumps, and if I flip the angle upside down, I got to go in there and cut all the nuts off the back side. So it's like a catch-22. So if I go in there and cut all the nuts off the back side and weld the nuts on the top side, then I can take that piece of angle and I can run that angle that we made this morning. I have to cut the nuts off, weld them on the top, take these brackets, and I could run it right there across the back side, and drop them down 2 inches. Or I can make a piece of C-channel, and run it from this battery rack, you know, run it from this rack to that rack and make it boltable, and then do the same thing and run the solenoids across the back. But then I won't be able to cover them up. So I want to build a false floor. I can't get, well, Mac, if I do that, Mac, I can't get to the bolts. If I put them right here, I can't get to the bolts for the pumps. Yeah, see, if I take this tubing and put it like that right there, I could turn it upside down like that. But then all the solenoids are going to be right here. If I do that, then all the solenoids will be right there, and I won't be able to get to the bolts. Now I could take the solenoids and put on the back side. I could take this channel right here, cut the nuts off. I could cut the nuts off, weld the nuts to the top. We'll weld them here. Take this piece of channel and rotate it 180 degrees, and take this piece right here, because this is 2 inches, that's 2 inches. I could take this and put on the back side, and then run all the solenoids on the back side of the pumps, and then I'd still be able to get to here to get to the bolts. And then the solenoids would be right here. And then when I take bead metal and build a false floor, because I want to cover everything up. So I want everything covered up. I don't want to, I'm gonna build a false floor in the car, so you ain't gonna be able to see nothing. Right? If that makes sense. Probably do that. I'll probably do that. I'll probably just cut all that shit loose and drop it on the back side. So let's do this. So we're going to, yeah, I mean, hey, my friend from Brooklyn, man, he calls me and says, hey, man, you might want to do this a little different. And I was like, yeah? He's like, yeah, that shit gonna catch on fire. And I was like, what? He's like, I never, now, you got to think of it like this too. He hopped his shit. He's got a Lincoln and that thing is staying straight. I'm not doing that. So it's not going to be, it's still going to be a lot of juice. It's still going to be a lot of juice, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm open to ideas. If somebody's got a better idea, hell, we'll talk about it and then we'll come to a conclusion. All right, so this is what we're going to do right here. So we're going to, I'm hoping I can get to that side and this side. No. Now we just got to duplicate it. Hold on, I gotta put y'all down first. I gotta put y'all down. Where's my T-bevel? What? My what? Wait. Matt, what are you talking about? I think that'll work, boys and girls. I think that'll work. I think that'll work. Oh, I don't have one. I don't have one, Mac. I don't have one. I think that'll work. So let's go. Man, what in the hell happened, man? It said they had 89 people in there. Now we got 7. All right, I'll get one. All right, let me set this up right here so I can get some more metal in. Hobo. Hold on, let me do something right quick. Let me trim this metal up, y'all hang tight. Let me cut some of this metal off. Hold on. All right, boys and ladies, go. Ha 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 ha.